Greetings guys, Si here and welcome to another episode on Project Left. Today is the first test of a driver and I'm pretty happy with the first result. This is the 11th hole here at Bury and I've driven it past the bunkers and down the hill. Surely even I can't mess it up from here. So yeah, after that speed test I did the other day, there is a driver in the bag. It is pretty rusty old, dirty old Ping G2, but it's going to do the job for me. It's 460cc, it's got a nice regular graphite shaft, and it's allowed me to go drive a wedge into this par 4. And I got a birdie putt upcoming. Is this going to be my first ever birdie left-handed on the first hole today? Come on. Okay, so 4 holes in and I've had 3 4s and a 6 there on the 14th hole, which has already proved to be a little bit of my nemesis there. Made a bit of a bad decision, got down in good place for 2 shots, went for it with me 6-iron and topped it, but recovered and got down in 6. So far 4 holes played, 4 better than a handicap. Oh, it's going to be a good day today. Okay, so 10 holes in and I have had so far 5 6s, 1 5, 3 4s and 1 3. Oh, so much happier. The driver makes such a difference. I'm not hitting the ball always out of the middle of the club, but because that club face is so much bigger, it is more forgiving and the ball just goes that bit further. It just gets me down the hole. It gives me that extra distance that I've been lacking in those first 3 cards. And with 8 holes to go, there is all to play for. There are lots of potential scores going through my head. Let's see which one actually occurs. Excited, to say the least.
Oh yeah. 89. Oh, I am so happy with that. So the last time I checked in after 10 holes, I had 50 shots. And I knew that with only 8 holes to go, there was a chance that I could break that 90 barrier. I knew if I just kept it fairly steady that I'd break the 100 barrier, and that was really the dreamland for me. Could I get to that 89? Could I break that 90 mark? Could I break that 100 mark and that 90 mark on the same day? It was an interesting day. So as you guys know, I'm a teaching professional, and I had one lesson on that Monday at 1 o'clock. So I'd arranged with the boys to play as many holes as possible before 1 o'clock. I had a lesson at 9 and 9:30, so between 10 and 1 a.m. play as many holes as possible, give the lesson, grab a sandwich, play the rest of the holes afterwards, which I thought would be fine. But when I came back in at 12:45, which is when I did the bit to camera about having those 50 shots for those first 10 holes, came back in, waited around, 1 o'clock lesson didn't turn up, then went to the kitchen, ordered some food, sat around, waited for it to come, and so by about 1:35, 1:40 I headed back out and met the boys on the third tee. That's when the round started to feel like it might implode. So you saw me there on the third hole, duck hook my tee shot, hack it out of a tree, hack it down the fairway under a bush, hack it into a bunker, hack it out, chip it on the green and 2-putt, and all of a sudden I had an 8, and I was thinking, crikey, oh my goodness, an 8. I've only got 7 holes left to go. What happens if I have another disaster? Then I wanged my tee shot out left on the 4th hole, managed to scrap it through the trees as you saw there, hit a nice shot down, and then managed to get up and down for my 5. And all of a sudden the game seemed to come back on track again. Managed to par the 5th hole, get a nice bogey down the 6th hole, another bogey there on the 7th, and then I managed to par 8 and 9. And we stood on the 10th tee just waiting for the group ahead to clear. I said to young Danny, who was marking my card, Danny, let's have an add up. I want the pressure. I want to know what I've got to do on this hole. We added it up. I'd had 85 shots, and on that par 4 last hole, I knew that I needed a par to break that 90 barrier. Now, par 4, 375 yards up the hill, not the easiest hole on the golf course. In fact, the 9th hardest hole on the golf course. I nearly get 2 shots there, but I knew what I had to do. Nice drive just to the right hand side of the fairway, a nice 8-iron to the front of the green, and 2 putts later I had my 89. Oh my goodness me, I was so happy. Literally for the rest of the day I couldn't stop telling people and texting people and showing people the picture of the scorecard. I was absolutely buzzing. And that's the highs of golf, and that's what golf can give you. I mean, I've had some pretty disastrous days, even by my own very low standards. But to get that score just seems a bit of early validation for Project Left. It shows me that there is some ability in there. So going through the stats on the card, and you can see here I had 6 pars. I actually had 5 pars in a row on the scorecard. So 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 were all parred. Now, there was probably around about 4 hours difference between the par on the 10th and the par on the 11th, but who's counting? Scorecard looks like it's from 1 to 18, doesn't it? And there were so many highlights. And it shows that there is some ability in there, and I really can get this score down. So that means that my handicap has now been cut to 21.8. I feel like that's a great step in the right direction early on in this project. So 3 weeks in, I'm down to handicap 21. Hopefully it won't be long before I crack into those teens and get that handicap down to 18. That's really my first goal handicap wise. Next for me is going to be the testing. So obviously you guys have seen the speed test. The next test is to actually do a numbers test, a data crunch. What numbers am I producing with my driver and with my 6-iron? That video comes out Monday. Make sure you check that out. I've got to do the testing for that, and then I've got to analyse the data as well. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching this episode of Project Left. If you'd hit the subscribe button, that would be amazing. Adam and I would be really appreciative. Not only does it get you all of our content as soon as we release it straight into your feed, it also helps us out. So guys, this was another episode of Project Left. I'm Simon, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.